If you're looking to increase your bench press, you're in the right place. Let's get into it. So the dumbbell bench press is one of those things where it's actually a little bit easier to progress in weight than a lot of people think. Now, of course, there's always going to be plateaus. There's always going to be different strategies to break through those plateaus. But today we're going to talk about 3 key things that you can use to continuously build momentum and strength with your bench press. Some of these things are going to allow you to improve your bench press starting today, and then others are going to allow you to make more quick strength gains and actually physique gains as well through these strategies. So there's 3 specific things that we're going to cover today. So the first one that we're going to go over is getting your form right. Now, I created an entirely different video on form alone that I want you to check out, but the 4 keys to really focus on when you're getting your form right is to stay tight, is to fully control the dumbbells. Don't use something where it's a heavy weight and you're bouncing it off your chest. To keep your elbows at a 45-degree angle. So instead of that 90 degrees that a lot of people tend to do, keeping them more at 45. And then the 4th one is really, rather than just focusing on getting the weight up, really working on activating that muscle. So first and foremost, get those right. Again, if you're looking for a more detailed explanation, check out the link in the description of this video for the form video for dumbbell bench press. The second strategy that we're gonna work on is using specific variations. Now, there's a lot of different ways to control the tempo of the bench press, but what I want to talk about today are 3 separate phases that you can work up to really gain that control and that strength with that exercise. Now, there's a lot of different ways to do this, right? You could do one variation, one workout, the next variation, the next. You could do one variation on set 1, the next on set 2, the next on set 3. But really what we want to be doing here is varying it enough that allows our muscles to adapt to what we're actually doing. And so, again, we're always going to be focusing on the form here. We never want to be out of control. But really, when we think about the 3 variations, so the first is going to be a much more controlled tempo. So specifically on the way up, we're going for a count of 3 to 5 seconds. So a lot of people tend to just explode up. We really want to focus on just coming very slowly, squeezing the chest. Same thing on the way down, coming very slowly, and then pausing for 2 seconds. Now when we pause, you can maintain a tight grip on the dumbbells, but actually loosen up your chest a little bit. Allow your tenseness in the muscle to kind of just release there. And so how this would look is go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, stretch, tighten up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, loosen up and stretch. And that would be for going for the duration of the reps. Now, I didn't mention this before, but you can also vary these within the same set. So if you wanted to do 3 to 5 reps with that first variation, and then the next 3 to 5 reps with the second one, and then the next 3 to 5 with the third one, that's also another option. And so the second variation here, once you have progressed from that one, is going to be doing the same thing where you have full control, but basically you're going to allow yourself to pause at the bottom. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, pause at the bottom, and then explode up. Now when you explode up, again, really focus on activating the chest here. We don't want to just put the focus in the hands. And so down, pause, explode up. Down, pause, explode up. So that's variation number 2, and then the third variation is just going to be down, up, down, up. So controlling on the way down, exploding up. So just like a tap. Now you're not bouncing here, right? You're not doing anything like this. You're maintaining that full tightness and control, but again, you're using those different variations. So again, variation number 1 is going to be slow down, pause for 2 seconds, slow and controlled up, really squeezing. Variation number 2 is going to be slow down, pause, explode up. Variation number 3 is going to be slow down, explode up. And so when you're doing these, what you're going to find is the more you control the weight, the more that you include those pauses, the more that you're going to be able to really handle those weights and just explode up and really activate the power in the chest. So try this out next time. Rather than doing just the rep after rep, rep after rep, really focus on controlling that weight. And guys, that brings me to strategy number 3 here, which is going to be the most important part to seeing strength development, which is going to be pushing hard. All right, so what most people tend to do when they're just exploding the weight is once they hit that burning point, they stop, or maybe they'll go a couple through. Now, this type of exercise where you're really slow and controlled even especially the pause at the bottom and slow and controlled at the top, is you need to become friends with the discomfort. You need to be okay with allowing that burn to happen in your muscles. Now, of course, there's that fine line between a burn that's actually helpful versus a burn that shows that you're about to get injured, you're about to hurt yourself. So of course, you always want to make sure you're using weights that you control. But the more that you can step into this discomfort and really push those reps, because the grinds, man, they are tough. They are mentally tough, they are physically tough. And so if you really want to develop that strength, one of the things that you have to develop here is making sure that you're getting into that zone, getting into that state where the toughness is just something you can just grit out and push through. The more you do it, the more you find that you're actually going to push in other areas of life, other workouts, and overall your development as a person is with your fitness, with your weight loss, with pretty much everything else is going to improve if you are focusing on really becoming friends with this discomfort. And so that's a practice there. I mean, I'd always recommend keeping some sort of log where you know, okay, this workout I did 65 pounds for 10 reps, really controlled, and it freaking burned. And then next workout you can see, hey, maybe I'll go for 11 or 12. Because then you can really not only progress in the weight, but you can also progress mentally. Because especially, like I said, when you're getting in the slow and controlled, most people are giving up pretty far before their muscles actually fail. It's usually their mind that fails first. And so those are my 3 strategies. Make sure you get your form right. Switch up between those variations of slow, pause, slow, pause, fast, and slow, fast. Right? Super simple there. And then the third is going to be really becoming friends with that discomfort and letting it burn, while of course maintaining your form, staying tight, because if you don't, that's when you can put yourself at risk for injury. So let me know in the comments below, out of these 3, what do you think is going to be the most helpful for you with your strength and your physique gains? So I'm looking forward to those comments. But if you are currently working on losing weight and you've done the yo-yo and you've been struggling to stay consistent and to keep that motivation, make sure you check the link in the description of this video for our free course that we put together on how to use weight training and fasting and mindfulness and mental toughness to see incredible results with consistency, motivation, discipline, as well as, of course, actual weight loss gains. So check that out, but of course, make sure you're subscribed if you're looking for more awesome ways to simplify weight loss. With that being said, I appreciate you, and make sure, as always, that you eat smart, move more, sleep deep, and be grateful for this moment. I'll see you in the next video.